Hello everyone, so today I'm doing a blunt bob haircut, and this is a popular haircut, and I'm doing a point of view type of haircut, so I hope this really is something you're going to enjoy. I'm using 25 spray, so ladies, if you have dry hair, brittle hair, damaged hair, like fine hair, and you want your hair to be transformed, you literally need to use 25 spray. This is a spray that I can see results after one use. So if you have a lot of knots in your hair, you spray on 25 spray and it gets right through the knots. I'm also using my anti-static vent brush. All these tools are available. You can even get them right here on YouTube down below, or you can go to shop.TheSalonGuy.com and use code YouTube20 for 20% off. So I want to really just get this out. It's important to know, when you're getting your hair cut, especially if you're watching this as a client, you got to make sure that you got these knots out, right? And this is something that's really, really important when you're getting your hair cut, is that there's no knots. And the professional, if you are a professional doing this, then obviously you have to make sure the knots are completely gone. So this is the mannequin head I'm working with. You can see the length right in through here. I'm going to cut a decent amount of this off. And the goal for me is I'm looking to create a one length bob. I'm probably going to have it slightly longer in the front. But the cool thing about this is that, when you get your hair cut and you have it cut in the middle, you are able to flip the hair around to both sides. It's just a matter of, if you do have a severe parting that you always have your hair worn that way, then you need to cut it or have it cut that way. That's why parting is really, really important. If you have a side part, have it cut to the parting. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to just find myself a nice center parting, which usually is about right in through here. And that's why on these combs, these are the combs I do sell as well here on my website. But with this comb, you can actually create a center part and use this kind of like as a ruler and just go all the way back. All right, just like that. Now, for you as a client getting your haircut, is this super important how they're parting the hair? Not necessarily, but to be honest with you, this also shows the level of expertise and professionalism and knowledge, because these types of haircuts, they may seem pretty simple, but at the same time, it may not be the most simple. And these are haircuts that could actually get screwed up pretty easily. Now what I'm doing is I'm actually creating a division point, and that's what this is right here, between separating the front and the back. And I'm just gonna twirl this hair just so I know to keep it out of the way, or if you do have clips handy, then you can really just clip it out of the way like this. Is this something I suggest doing at home, or can you do this at home? This is a haircut that I, literally traveled to England to learn, from Vidal Sassoon Academy. Rest in peace, Vidal. I mean, the legend, the icon who really helped transform and create haircutting. I went to London to perfect this. So can you do this yourself at home? I don't know. I wouldn't suggest it. However, if you are doing this on someone else, possibly. And I know a lot of people watch my videos and they do, they do cut hair at home for someone else. And that does save money. Yes, it does. However, and I apologize, I'm trying to work around the camera here. I have this setup where the camera's right here, so I'm trying to be as cautious as possible. So is this an at-home haircut? It depends. It can be, but I always say do it at your own risk. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to work this camera down a little bit here. And what I like to do is, there's a few different ways we can accomplish this haircut. This first thing is I want to make sure that I'm in the center, right? I'm standing right here in the center. So we can actually take a full parting like this. We can go horizontally, which honestly may be a bit easier to begin with, especially if you're learning how to do this type of haircut, or you are attempting this at home. It's fairly easy. Now, This next part may seem easy, however, this is where it gets complicated, and this is where the true expertise comes in and what I learned when I went to Sassoon, okay? And again, I have a camera right here with this whole huge rig and setup, so I'm trying to be very cautious about not hitting things. So what you want to do, and when I did this, I cut the straightest line I've ever cut in my career. Razor sharp straight line, and that's because of this. Traditionally, people will hold the section like this, really, really tight tension and cut across. Do I still do that? Yes. However, when I'm cutting really, really blunt bobs like this and straight bobs, I don't do that. And I'll show you what I do. So I'll tilt the head forward slightly. I'm gonna make sure I comb down. Now you see what we have right here, the ears, okay? We've got the ears right here. What I wanna do is make sure that I'm taking everything to this one point. I'm not gonna cut on the sides here. Do not do that. I'm gonna comb everything down and keep it right to this triangle or this square, or this box right behind the ear. Do not, take this hair and comb it down this way. Bring it to here. Trust me, you're gonna thank me for that later. Now, here we go. I'm gonna comb this straight down. And what I'm going to do is I'm not gonna use any tension whatsoever. I'm just gonna use this comb and lock this in as my ruler. And I'm gonna cut straight across. No tension whatsoever. And I'm cutting straight across. Same thing on this side. Combing it straight down. And I'm cutting straight across. There we go. Beautiful. Now, I'm gonna take my next section. And again, this is a really interesting angle that I'm cutting this on, to be honest with you, with a camera here and stands and all sorts of stuff here, but I'm gonna do my best. Okay, next section. I'm combing this straight up like so. I'm going to clip this out of the way. Now you can see underneath here, this is where you could see this section underneath. That's what we call the guide, right? That's the guide from the previous section. I'm gonna once again comb this all straight down. Make sure you get all those knots out. And I'm combing this inwards this way. I'm not cutting the corner. Trust me when I say that. You need to do this. All right, here we go. Once again, combing it straight down. No tension whatsoever. There's my guide. And straight across. Perfect. Perfectly straight line. Here we go on this side. I'm combing it straight down. There's the tension right there, the guide, and straight across. There we go. You could see a perfectly even Steven is what we're going for. Now, this may look like the easiest, most simple haircut, but let me tell you, it's probably one of the most difficult haircuts to accomplish as a professional, as someone who has been doing this for over 30 years. And once you can master this technique, it's game changing, okay? So now you can see we're getting more and more into this. There's more hair that's being dropped down, and we're gonna follow the same exact technique. I'm not even gonna use my hands once to hold the hair. Okay, there it is. I can see my guide. And I'm cutting straight across. Now, as we get into here, you see the hair is starting to travel into the corner. What I'm going to do is turn the comb inwards. There's that length, watch it. See, it traveled all the way to here. We kept that length. Extremely, extremely important. If you go in and turn and stand on this side right here, it's gonna be a disaster. Do not do it. So we're gonna comb, and you see how I'm turning the comb flat, just like that. And there it is. Okay, this side, let's get this one piece right here. And there we go, okay? Perfect. Now, depending on the thickness of the hair, you can do this in less sections. Just for demonstration purposes, I want to be very, very thorough. And these haircuts, like I said, it may seem like it's 1, 2, 3, easy peasy. And yeah, I can do this in like one section possibly, but I want this to be, this is going to be, and probably is to this day, the most precise haircut you could possibly ever get done or do as a hair professional. All right, here we go. Now it's just following the same pattern. I'm not using my hands whatsoever to hold the hair or create any tension. Turn this comb inwards like this. And there we go, perfect. Okay, comb this straight down, and there we go. Beautiful. Now, last section in the back. I'm combing this all straight down. And I'm combing it where it falls, but I'm also not gonna be walking onto, and again, you're gonna thank me for doing this. And if you're a professional, this is career-changing help. Career-changing. All right, make sure the head is nice and even Steven here. Combing it straight down. Let's get this hair combed this way. And here we go. Lock the comb in. Straight across. And again, I'm trying to do this with a camera right here, but I think these point of view things are really, really cool. And I really enjoy doing this, and I hope I can do more of these. And let me know in the comments below if you really enjoy watching this. Okay, so I actually turned the head too much before I cut, so I stopped, and now I'm going to lock in my comb and cut straight across. Now here's the corner. And again, if my hands are shaking a little bit, it's because I'm trying to keep a good balance while not knocking over thousands of dollars of camera gear. All right, there we go, perfect. Now, sometimes it seems you're like, oh, how can this be even? This makes no sense, but trust me, when you blow dry this, it's going to be absolutely perfect. And then we can go back in when the hair is dry and make any sort of changes. Now, what I wanna do is I'm just gonna go right here and snip off any of these little bits right underneath. And again, this could be simply because of the way I'm standing, but at the same time, that actually ends up working itself out, okay? Now, here we go. Watch this. This is why you're going to thank me. If I were to stand here and cut this hair would be up to here. You'd have a giant hole and the hair would just spring straight up. I'm gonna take this section here, I'm probably gonna split this just in two, and I want you to check this out. You're gonna be blown away by this. So let's comb this straight down. Here we go, watch this. Comb this all straight down. Now look at the connection I can make. I can now work this into that without sacrificing or getting any holes. And that, my friends, is the biggest secret that I learned many, 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 many years ago. Learning from the best of the best. Okay, here we go, lock that comb in. Now, when you get around the ear, what I would suggest is giving us a little bit of bump, because the ear, when you cut this, the ear protrudes out and it's gonna make it jump up. So do not hold this down like this with tight tension, because that ear is gonna push it up and you're gonna get a hole. So comb this down like we were doing, just like this. Give it a tap right above the ear, right here, so the hair has room to jump up, and we're gonna cut on a slight angle like so. There we go. And all I'm doing is aiming the comb downwards slightly. And look at this. See how it splits right there? But watch. We actually preserved a perfectly straight, blunt line, and that is the biggest secret to this whole haircut. No tension whatsoever. I have not held the hair once with my hand. Okay, now watch this. This is where it gets even more interesting. So here is the front of the face, right here. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to comb this down. And as I get more here, I'm gonna kind of sweep it around this way, again, to preserve that length, just like I did throughout the back here. So you wanna comb this kind of forwards like this, and around, and create almost like a circular motion, like that. Okay, there we go, locked in. Just tap above the ear slightly. There it is. Okay, let's comb straight down. And we're gonna just get this piece right here. And there it is, just like that, perfect. Okay, look, we're preserving the length. Everything looks great. And this side is done. So take a look at this side. A perfectly blunt angled bob. Look how gorgeous that is. Look how it works in perfectly. And we're good to go. All right, we're cooking along right here. Next side, or I should say other side right here. Let's take one section, clip this out of the way. Get all this hair out of the way if you have to, and we're gonna comb straight down. Now for this side, I'm gonna be cutting more upwards this way because of where I'm standing. Now, here we go. Comb it straight down like this, angle the comb, push, make sure you push to get that hair, keep that hair from jumping right above the ear. Okay, here we go. Lock in that comb. And there it is. Perfectly straight. We're going for the even Steven. Remember, this is even Steven time. All this straight down. I'm using the fine teeth of the comb. Okay, you can comb with the wide teeth, but then cut with the fine teeth if you want. But that's not what I'm doing here. I'm actually trying to comb because this hair is a bit on the finer side. Okay, here we go. So I'm making a little bit of a circular sweeping motion right here. There's the guide. And no tension whatsoever. Let's sweep this around this way. Okay, let's sweep this around. Little tension right there. Okay, perfect. Awesome. And what we've done is, watch this. Look at that perfectly angled bob all the way down. Okay, now what I want to do is, because I over directed this like almost too much, I'm just going to comb this a bit more this way. And let's get rid of this because it's a little too long right in through here. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Now, I know, again, when you're cutting this wet, it may seem like one thing, but then after you dry this, it's going to completely change and look perfect. Okay, here we go. Let's check this. Even Steven. Let's see, even Steven. All right, let me just comb this, and this is all real time. And it's actually better that you leave some parts longer, because if you don't, you can end up cutting them too short. Here we go. And this is the part where you really want to be careful. All right, there we go. Now, for the blow dry. This is the classic blow dry where I would once again use this round brush and use this vent brush right here to blow dry this. And what I'm going to do is utilize my Ionic blow dryer. You can get this at shop.thesalonguy.com. These make great holiday gifts. I would only suggest, and you can only use this in Canada and the United States. Do not buy this here and ship it to like Europe or anywhere else, Asia, because of the wattage and voltage. It's a great holiday gift. They're going to be going on sale soon, but you also can get a discount now. 20% off shop.thesalonguy.com. All right, here we go. So what I'm going to do is just turn this mannequin head this way. Now I'm going to blow dry this, and I'm pushing the hair out of the way. And I really just want to blow dry this straight down. Okay, I'm just really pushing this hair out of the way and moving it in a fairly natural state. Now I'm going to take the vent brush and blow dry this outwards like this. And the good thing about this brush is, once again, since it's anti-static, we're not getting any static, right? Any flyaways while we're blow drying this. So now I'm going to actually blow dry this a bit more forward this way. You want to try to duplicate the blow dry very similar to the haircut. We've got an absolutely gorgeous, perfect, I mean, look how gorgeous that is. All right, we still have one more side to do, so let's do this side now. Looking good so far, almost perfect. Look, I mean, just look how gorgeous that is. Now what I'm gonna do, and I learned this two ways. You can go in with clippers or like little trimmers and just get those ends out, like on the very, very bottom. But what I learned is to look underneath. So if you look underneath by standing and just dropping your head down, you're gonna see little pieces of hair that are just kind of like excess hair from the hairline that you can go ahead and just get rid of. So I'm gonna cut these, once again, using no tension whatsoever. And there's numerous ways to go about doing this. You can point cut, you can, you can do all sorts of different ways to do this, but I'm just gonna cut this blunt straight across, and I'm trying to make sure that I keep the hair in the same exact spot as it was. And I'm literally looking underneath the hair, just like this. Okay. All right, let's turn the side this way. I mean, look how perfect that is. Let's turn. So we want to strengthen that line up. Let's just comb this down a bit. And yes, you could see that even though I didn't use my hands, look how beautiful this is. Okay, let's turn this way. There it is. Same thing on this side. I'm going to comb this all straight down. And the hair just falls right into shape. Beautifully executed one length bob haircut. Now, one last thing. If you do want to smooth this out a little bit, I'm going to get my serum. This is Sleek right here. It's my smoothing serum. It's one of my newer products. This was an older product. I had it reformulated and it's better than ever. It comes in this awesome box. So I'm gonna take it out of the box, and here it is right here. An amazing, I mean, look at this. This is luxury right here, ladies and gentlemen. Take the cap off, and you don't need a lot. Okay, so I'm gonna just give it one pump. That's it, one pump, tiny pump. And this is the most incredible smelling smoothing serum. Ladies, if you are all about smells, you will never find anything that smells as good as this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start throughout the bottom here. And I'm just gonna work this in and lightly graze over the top, because I really wanna focus on these ends. So also, this is a repair serum as well, a hair repair serum. So if your hair is very dry, very brittle, this is gonna help make your hair look healthier. And look what it's doing already. It's already thickened the hair up. I mean, that is like, look at that, it's insane. With one application of this, okay, one application, it's strengthened the hair up and dramatically changed it night and day within 3 seconds. Once again, Sleek at shop.thesalonguy.com. So I hope you all enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments below if you like this haircut, if you enjoyed this, if you're gonna purchase any of my products. I'd love to interact with you. Where you're located, I'm here in the United States. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you soon.